Hey everyone, how's it going? Today I'm going to talk about the death of the female role model in our society. And I'm going to sort of analyze the WizardLiz, who currently has about 8.3 million followers on YouTube. And since she is such a big influencer, sort of like a role model for women, I wanted to take an example of her to essentially show you guys how there has been a death of the role model and how girls and young women do not know what to look for or who to look up to. This is gonna be a long video, so get some iced coffee or whatever drink you want. I have some iced coffee here. So in the first part of the video, I'm just gonna explain to you what I think the problem here is, the huge, big issue, and then I'm gonna talk to you guys about if there is even a death, what kind of role model should we be looking for, and do we even look for a role model or not? So yeah, I'm gonna talk about a lot of different things and essentially show you guys the problem with this role model culture, essentially. Before I start though, I do want to say that I'm not going to include videos of her saying things and contradicting herself because it's everywhere. There's so many videos that have already talked about it, so I'm going to link down those videos and also a subreddit where you can find a lot of information about the things that I'm going to talk about. Because it doesn't just matter if I say things confidently. We need to back up what we say. We need to back our arguments with resources or something. We see somebody talking with a lot of confidence, with a lot of essence, and we look at what they say as concrete, as written in concrete. So essentially, the goal of this video is going to be for us to learn how to add 2 plus 2 together and discern what is a good role model or what is a good person. So let's talk about the WizardLiz and let's see how she's important in this discussion. So she is somebody that a lot of girls call mother. She is a high value woman who teaches other women to grow and make money and be confident and be beautiful and etc., etc., etc. But what I'm in awe of is that how she has managed to fool millions and millions of girls, and nobody seems to understand how to add 2 and 2 here and come to a conclusion about what's happening. But see, that's the thing, that young girls never, and to begin with, never had good role models, right? And when you see somebody talk something, he's so confident, you kind of feel like in the moment you get that dopamine hit, right? You get that boost of confidence. You get that boost of hit that makes you feel like, oh, this person's saying something good, but this person is saying the equivalent of what you can add on a t-shirt or on a tote bag, is basically. So what did the WizardLiz do that I think has destroyed a lot of the credibility of these role model type women? Okay, so she is this influencer role model type woman, right? And then she gets cheated on by this guy. And then people start questioning, oh, she failed at her own game. Oh, she teaches you to not be in a situation like this, but she herself is in a situation like this. But that's not the problem here. That is not even the question. The question I am going to ask is she even playing the game? Or she's teaching you a lie? A lie of everything that she has made into a lie. Things just don't add up. So what doesn't add up for me? She recently posted a bunch of pictures where she talks about how she became a millionaire from YouTube at 21. Then she sent her first paycheck to her mom. Then she became a multimillionaire at 24. She bought a car, all that good stuff that all good people do, all humble people do. Okay, so she started her YouTube channel and she got famous because she was so confident and she knew what she was talking about. And what she was talking about was how to be in my position where you're successful and you have everything that you need and you don't have to depend on anybody and you're just self-made millionaire. And you can become too if you just follow me. So that's what her YouTube was about. That's the goal of her YouTube. And that's how she became famous. People listened to her because she seemed put together, beautiful, and she knew what she was talking about. She made money, and young girls wanted to be that way. Now, when you watch her content, you'll see that all she talks about is how to be confident, beautiful, but also how to manifest money. But this manifestation of everything is coming through men, right? So she herself has accepted that she didn't come from a good family, a good stable household, and then she was flown out by a multimillionaire that she was dating when she was 19. Now you tell me, what normal girl is dating a multimillionaire at the age of 19? And what multimillionaire is going to date a 19-year-old kid for? And then she got flown out to Dubai. And then you can verify all of this with all the information that's in the description. But you'll see that the first Rolex she gets, bought by her boyfriend. When she got flown out, her boyfriend. Who bought her first designer bags? Her boyfriend. So I'm just trying to understand, if she claims that her success comes from YouTube, then how exactly was she successful or appeared to be so before she even started YouTube? Does that make sense? Because she said that when she started YouTube, she already said that all her trauma was healed, and I'm here to tell you all the secrets to everything. But then, see, YouTube was her secret. So what secret was she selling then? How did she make that money? Now, tell me, what education did you have? What jobs did you do? How did you afford to be in the position to give advice that you were in? How did you stay in that hotel or apartment? See, she seemed to be in a lot of hotels. She didn't have a permanent residence. My question is, what did you do? Because you clearly talk about how you didn't have a college education, you didn't have anything more than a minimum wage job. Then how exactly did you make that money? And I think if we now put the two and two together and look at her deflecting from this very simple question, you can see that all of this was paid by the different men she was dating or whatever. And this sort of advice where you tell young women to follow this, to get flown out by a multimillionaire at the age of 19, is horrible, 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 unsafe advice for young women. This is how women get trafficked. This is nothing but very classy SW. I'm sure you know what SW means, what I'm referring to as SW. It's just classy SW, that's it. And I have no problem with SW, people who engage in that work, but I do have a problem with the work. I respect the women, but I do not respect women like her who lie and perpetuate this patriarchy and patriarchal notions that ultimately do not benefit women in any way. Even in the Oxford Union debate that she went on, she talks about how she gets questioned about how she made her money, but then she says that we should make men pay for their lust. What? Then that means you made your money by making men pay for their lust. I'm not understanding. Like, make it make sense to me. I just need a logical structure, a logical argument. That's it. I just need some logic, and I think that's where the problem comes. We have forgotten to look at things logically. We're so seduced by aesthetically pleasing things. We're so seduced by people being confident and appearing to be successful that we don't go and look into what is actually going on. What is somebody telling me? How did they come up thinking like that? Am I following the right person? Who am I even looking up to? Who is this person? Who is this random person on the internet that I'm looking up to? Who? We never question these things. Who am I? You're listening to me. But do not listen to what I just say just because I'm saying it confidently. Listen to what I'm saying. Analyze it yourself. Analyze it. Really look into it. And I think my biggest problem with this role model culture is that what did we even see as success in people like this that, claim that money is the most important thing and I have this Rolls Royce or this Ferrari, so I'm so successful? Are we really in the year 2025 still really believing that money and with the political climate, come on, that money is going to solve everything when we're talking about how rich people are just extremely rich because they exploit others, and billionaires are becoming billionaires and we don't have enough money, and there's people dying and we don't have enough money to feed them. And really, we're going to talk about, we look up to people who are flashing us with all these expensive things just to blind us. If somebody really had something to talk about, something of value, why would they have to flash you with such bling bling? They wouldn't have to, because what they will say, that will mean something. That will help you in your life without you having to look at their bling bling. The WizardLiz is, it seems to me that she's just a pathological liar, because I'm sorry, but she does lie. If she just made sense of what she said, she deflects and contradicts herself in a single video like 50 times. She says something and then she completely deflects from it. I don't understand. I'm just so confused how people put all that on the side and like, oh, mother. This is a disrespect to our own mothers who did so much to raise us. It's ludicrous to me how we can listen to such women that cheat us instead of looking up to other women that there's so many women to look up to. Try to learn to discern for yourself. You have to know and you have to understand what you're watching and what you're taking in. Don't be fooled. I'm going to term this as aesthetically manipulating somebody, right? These people are aesthetically manipulating you. They're showing you all these beautiful things and telling you, hey, if you do exactly what I did, you can achieve this too. But I'm going to tell you this. No two lives are the same. You're never going to achieve what somebody else did, even if you follow everything to the T. And let me tell you, I don't think even they would achieve what they followed if they tried it the same way, because life doesn't happen the same way twice. The right situations, the right sort of environment, everything matters. So you're not just gonna become something if you follow what somebody else does. A role model should be somebody who shares what they have lived and learned in their life. And then it's for us. It's for us to discern if we take that advice or not. We don't listen to her because she said, oh, you should take my advice because I'm so pretty and intelligent. No. She shares her experiences. She tells you, educates you, and then it's on you to be educated or not. You listen to me, what I'm saying, and then you discern if what I said made any sense or not. Because if you don't, then you will be manipulated by everybody. And as young girls, we need to learn better. People have always tried to put us down. Women have always been on the back burner, right? And now it's time for us where we can find so many women talking about so many things. There's so much knowledge, and this is what we look up to. This is what we do. And as a woman, shouldn't you have the responsibility to not fool and deceive your fellow women, your fellow girls? Why would you do that? I think it's really deceptive, and to do that is really manipulative, and which is why I cannot respect the WizardLiz at all, because her lies are so transparent, and yet she deflects and doesn't take any accountability, which I think if she did, it would make it a lot simpler and easier for me to see her as somebody who's not trying to profit off of young girls. So yeah, we have to be smarter about this, and we literally have to look out for ourselves because nobody else will. And be safe on the internet. That's all I'm going to talk about today, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.